Hi friends, thank you for joining me. Let's all do a little clapping. Let's all do a little clapping. Let's all do a little clapping to spread December cheer. Let's all do a little blinking. Let's all do a little blinking. Let's all do a little blinking to spread hot December cheer. Let's all do a little tapping. Let's all do a little tapping. Let's all do a little tapping to spread December cheer. And so you know that tune. We wish you a Merry Christmas. But you can change the words to spread December cheer, to spread holiday cheer. I know this time of year, many schools do not celebrate holidays. And so I'm going to try to do some general things, some seasonal things that'll make it a little more fun. Now, another thing that you can do with that song, let's all do a little clapping to spread December cheer. You can do other movements like let's all do a little jumping or let's all do a little twirling. It's a great brain break to get the children up and move them around. So I'm going to share some ideas with you that you will find in our December Happies. The preview's free and it's got lots of good ideas in it. One of them is a good morning song called Feeling Fine. So you can watch the video and start your day with that. There's the hamburger cheer, which what the kids love. You make your fists and you give each other a hamburger and then give each other fries and then give each other a shake. You'll also find some new cheers. One of them is the cheese and grater. Show me your grater. Show me your cheese. You're great, great, great. And then the roller coaster they love. Get on your roller coaster. Woo, woo, woo. And then you do the silent cheer at the end. So you'll find lots of ideas for grabbing children's attention, like this one. How does my teacher feel about me? And whenever the teacher says that, the children look at the teacher and they respond, I'm as special can be because my teacher believes in me. And isn't that a positive reaffirmation for this time of year when things get so stressful and we tend to fuss at the children a lot? That would be a good thing to write on a poster and put on your door and say daily with the children. So I'm going to get started with some Jingle Bell ideas. I love Jingle Bells. I'm probably the only 70-year-old that wears them on her tennis shoe. I just love them. And I found that pipe cleaners work really well for putting a jingle bell on the pipe cleaner. And then you could have a Jingle Bell Club. And you can put this up in your room. And when children learn to tie their shoes, they can belong to the Jingle Bell Club. Or when they learn to write their name, they can belong to the Jingle Bell Club. So if you're working on a skill, it's a good way to encourage children to master the skill. But you can always use this for something else. Like if someone is kind to you, write their name on the Jingle Bell Club. Or if somebody's a good listener. So, you know, I like to do things that everybody's going to get a chance. I don't want anybody to be left out. And so you can make it work with something like the Jingle Bell Club. And then you could use this as a transition activity when you want the children's attention. You ring your bell and they get their bell and they ring their bells. And when everybody's ringing, then you go like this. You teach them a peace sign. And then everybody's quiet and everybody listens. There's also a little writing bracelet you can make with a jingle bell. If you just tie a jingle bell on a piece of string or yarn and make it big enough so it can easily go over children's wrist. And when they write, they put the jingle bell in their palm and put Pinky and Ring Man to sleep on the jingle bell, and then they pick up their pencil. And what will happen if they're holding the jingle bell and keeping it quiet, they will get the correct pencil grip. There'll be the thumb and then the two fingers like this, and that's the Jingle Bell bracelet. Chains. I mean, this is something that is traditional, and we've had these in our schools for hundreds of years. And so you can make a chain, but turn it into a learning opportunity. And that's really what I want to focus on is skills, because there's all sorts of arts and crafts and gifts and food and all sorts of things on my website and all over the internet. But in spite of all of the holiday trimmings going on, you still have to do the skills in your classroom. So let's see how we can take some simple things like this and use them to develop skills. Now, one thing you could do is you could make a sight word chain. And every day they could get a strip of paper. They could write a sight word on it. Or you could ask them to write it 2 or 3 times. You could also ask them to write a sentence using the sight word on the other side of the chain. And then each day you would take a different word and they would glue it to their sight word chain. And one thing I've learned, when you make these chains, you have to tell the children they have to hold it, glue it and hold it, and then say the ABCs forward, or count by 10s to 100 or something like that, because if they don't hold it for a little while, it'll just break apart. So a good thing to do with sight words. Now, maybe you're a pre-K teacher. You could make a letter chain, and each day you could have a different letter, and they could draw things that start with that sound. If you work with older children, you might use it for vocabulary words, and you don't have to use red and green, Christmas colors. This one would be good for Hanukkah, the blue and the white, and there are just beautiful vocabulary words this time of year. And I just Googled December vocabulary words and pulled these out, like festive and goodwill and nostalgia and evergreen, and they could do a different vocabulary word every day and attach it to their chain. You could also do this with numbers. You could do it with math facts, anything that you might be working on. In addition to chains, gingerbread men and women are good to use this time of year because they're kind of more seasonal characters. I was in a school in Long Island, New York several years ago, and the children decorated their gingerbread boys, and then the teachers put the sight words on these, and they had a bulletin board that said, read, read, fast as you can. You can do it. Yes, you can. And so what a fun way for children to take a pointer and practice reading their sight words. Well, when I thought about this, I thought about, we could get some more mileage out of those gingerbread boys. So if you cut out gingerbread boys and whatever skill you're working on in December, maybe it's letters, maybe it's sight words, maybe it's numbers 10 through 20. Maybe it's vocabulary words, whatever it might be. You put those on your gingerbread boys. And when you've got a few extra minutes, while you're waiting for them to get finished cleaning up the room or getting ready to go home, you pull up your gingerbread boys and you do this. G, G, who do you see? I see M looking at me. M, M, who do you see? I see L looking at me. And so you could do it, like I said, with letters. You could do it can. Who do you see? I see have looking at me. You could do it with sight words. You could do it with numbers. You could do it with vocabulary words. Anything that you really want to focus on in December, take that skill, put it on your little gingerbread boys. And you don't want to do numbers and letters and words all. Just choose one concept. And then whenever you've got a few extra minutes, you can just pull these little guys up and they'll help the children learn in a fun way. Another thing with gingerbread boys that you can do is to put a pattern in a clear sheet protector. And I love clear sheet protectors because I don't have a laminator, and almost anything I would want to laminate, I can use in a clear sheet protector. But you could use this and let them decorate him with Play-Doh, or they can decorate him with dry erase markers and then erase it, or you could put a number up here and they could make that number of buttons. There are many things that you can do with a gingerbread boy for different skills. Now, another game I want to tell you about is Where's the Elf? And you probably all know the Elf on the Shelf, but did you know there's a new one for Hanukkah called Schmelf on the Shelf? And so you can use either one, and this is a game my kids love to play, and it changed every month depending on what the season was. But you make flashcards, again, letters, shapes, words, vocabulary, whatever it might be. And my kids would sit in a circle on the floor, and I would put these on the floor, and they would name the different things on the flashcards that I put them down. You could also easily play this game in a pocket chart, okay? So you put these up, and then the children hide their eyes, and then you would take your little elf, and you hide the elf under one of the words or one of the letters. And children take turns going up, and they'll say, like, I think it's under tundra, and they look under tundra. Not under tundra, or I think it's under F, and they look under F, and yes, there's the elf. So the person who finds the object first then gets to hide the little character while the others hide their eyes. So it's a fun group game if you've got a few extra minutes, and it's also a game children can play in a small group independently. Another thing that's fun to do with a little elf this time of year is your positional words. Can you put the elf under your chin? Can you put the elf beside you? Or body parts. Can you put the elf, and I'm thinking lots of things dual language these days. Can you put your elf on your nariz? And they could point to different body parts. And they all love puppets, so that's a great thing to do. Now, I've got some things with candy canes. Many schools don't want sugar or candy in theirs at all, and so you can make your own candy canes out of a craft stick. Let the children decorate the candy cane with stripes, and then you can use this for tracking words. You can use this for finding details in an illustration in a book. You can use this. Can you find the letter that your name starts with? Can you find a noun on the page? Just identifying lots of different information. And then, of course, I have my candy cane book. I think if you saw my December my December Facebook last year, I demonstrated how to make this. But it's 2 sheets of paper folded in half, cut in half, and then fold them in half again. And then if you punch about 1.5 inches from the top and the bottom, and you take a rubber band and you put it through one hole, and you slide the candy cane through that loop, and then you take the other end of the rubber band and you slide it through the other hole, and you take the other end of the candy cane and put it through that loop, you will have a candy cane book. And again, you can use a real candy cane, or you can use the popsicle stick and make a candy cane book that way. And my friend Angel last year said they were doing the Grinch, and so they used green candy canes and made a book about the Grinch. But it's certainly something children will want to write in. There are lots of things we can do instead of worksheets. And when you do a worksheet, you're just hitting at the middle, and children slop through it. And so I've got a few ideas for December activities that you can do instead of a worksheet. Now, the first one is a brochure. And so if you fold the paper into a burrito and smush it, you'll have a fold. And I always like to let the children draw lines on the crease. It kind of helps them separate it. So you can use the brochure for the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. You could use it for parts of speech. You can use it for primary and secondary colors. Red and yellow makes orange. You can use it for CVC words. You can put the root word here and the prefix and the suffix there. You can use it for compound words, starfish, starfish. You can use it for place value. I mean, I can think of things to do with this with pre-K children, and I could also think of things to do with the brochure for second or third graders that you can just adapt it a little bit, but certainly much more engaging than just giving children a worksheet. This is also good for some of your advertisements and brochures, and you get all these catalogs this time of year that children can cut out things that start with a sound, or things that you find inside or outside. Lots of different sorting activities with those pictures. Foursquare is another simple substitute for a worksheet. You fold the paper in half and in half again and trace over the lines. Now with Foursquare, you can use this for different ways to make a number. So, you know, write the word 6 and then the tally for 6 and things that equal 6 and, you know, a set of 6 objects. You can, again, adapt this to make it more difficult for children who need a challenge. Sight words. Write words that start with, that have 1 letter, words that have 2 letters, words that have 3 letters, words that have 4 letters. And so they're looking up the word wall and writing in those words. You can also use this for syllables. 1-syllable words, 2-syllable words, 3-syllable words, 4-syllable words. You can use this for phonics. Things with a long A, words with a short A, words with AR, words with AW. You can use it for digraphs. You can use it for just, you know, things that start with L, M, R, T, whatever it might be you might be working on. And then it's also good for money activities that you give children, like advertisements, and they find things that are under $5, under $10, under $20, and under $100. And so just helps them look through the brochures and find those different things. I also have, and I better move fast because I'm not supposed to make this last more than 15 minutes. I'll just show you a few things that you'll find in our December Happies. And so the preview is free, and this you can get on my website or Carolyn Kislowski's TPT store. There are over 20 songs and 150 pages of activities and science and math and all sorts of different activities. One of them, the little punctuation sticks, where you put a period, a question mark, and an exclamation point, and then the children get to take the sticks. It is December. It is December. It is December. And you can read with the different emotions. There's one of my favorite game patterns for the little bears. And the bears have different colored shirts. And so they put the shirt on the bear and then clothespin it in place. So you can use this for color words, but you could also do this for pictures and beginning sounds, for synonyms. You could do this for math facts and the things that, and the answer. The children love the little bear. And again, the thing about using a game like this is they'll want to do it again and again and again, and you get that purposeful practice for automaticity. There are lots of holiday books and songs for Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and Jingle Bells. Of course, everybody can enjoy that song. And there's a song about Santa and a book. And if you have to do a program this time of year, let me show you the easiest costume in the world. It's a paper plate. You cut the center out, cut a little strip, tie a bow on here, and I used to use like tissue paper, make more of a 3-dimensional bow, and you've got your little choir of angels. What an easy thing to do. So I hope you've gotten at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 ideas that you can use in December to make it a little bit more fun. School goes on, but you know what? Children are children. They just want to have fun. So this is a goodbye song. You can have a horrible day, and if you hold hands and sing this song at the end of the day, it will make it a little bit better. It's called The More We Get Together. Maybe. Well, you know what? I will just sing it to you. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The more we play together, 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 the more we play together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we play together, the happier we'll be. The more we learn together, together, together. The more we learn together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we learn together, the happier we'll be. Thank you so much for joining me. And just remember that for some children, the happiest that they're going to be is in your classroom. And it doesn't take, bells and whistles and lights and all sorts of things to make them happy. Just some of the simple things that you do every day. So take care. God bless. Wishing you a happy, happy December.